Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I have today for you guys a flexibility and mobility workout. So something a little bit on the shorter side so you can add this into your day anywhere. I've had some requests for this type of class. So we're gonna focus on obviously flexibility of both upper, lower body, spine, as well as mobility. So as you guys probably know, doing some stretching and mobility work is so important in keeping our bodies and our spines healthy. So if you are doing only kind of hardcore or just, only other workouts without adding that flexibility piece into it, then you're gonna be missing out and also setting yourself up for possible injuries as well. So always important to add this in. So I'm gonna give you a nice quick routine today. We're gonna go ahead and get started right now. So let's first start in all fours in doing some cat and cow. So stretching out the spine and the back. So I want you to come into all fours, hands right under your shoulders and knees right under your hips. And I want you to inhale as you drop the belly, lift the chest, and then exhale, round the spine. Pull it up towards the ceiling as you drop your head. And then inhale, back through center, back into cow. And exhale to round. So this obviously is getting some nice mobility here in your spine, which is really important. Sometimes workouts that we do can be very kind of one-sided, where they're not doing a lot of mobility of the spine, but staying just in a nice straight position, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you want to make sure you counter that with some mobilizing exercises as well. All right, so now we're going to do some hip circles. So you're going to come forward a little bit over to your hands, move your hips to the right, down towards the feet, and back up. And just kind of make this feel good for you. Maybe you kind of drop the head a little bit and kind of move the head side to side. Just continuing in that same direction. Good. And then go ahead and reverse those circles. Obviously, if you have any knee issues here, feel free to double up on your mat. Give you a little extra cushioning. Good, let's just do two more in this direction. So just opening up, just flowing here. That's it, and last one. All right, so we're gonna come now into a downward dog. So stretching out the backs of the hamstrings here. So tucking those toes under, go ahead and lift those hips into downward dog, dropping the heels. So we're trying to sink our chest towards our thighs. And then once you're there, start to walk your dog. So bending one knee and then the other. Reaching that heel towards the floor. Sinking chest towards thighs. Get just a couple more like that. Stretching out hamstrings here. All right, now keep your feet nice and still. Raise your right leg towards the ceiling. So you're in that single-legged dog. And then I want you to bend your knee, round your spine as you place that foot up in between your hands, and then drop your back knee down. So now we're gonna come into a hip flexor stretch. So I want you to keep your fingers on the floor as you draw your shoulders down and back. Try to lift your heart and chest, but then press your hips forward. So you should feel the stretch in the front of that left hip flexor. Good, and again, deep breath in here. All right, so staying on the fingertips, I want you to start to shift your hips back. So you start to straighten this front leg and flex through that ankle. So you're in and now of more of a hamstring stretch, so pulling that right hip back, left hip pulls forward, so you can really feel that length in the back of that right leg. And you're trying to bring that upper body towards the leg. Obviously, that depends on how flexible your hamstring is. These can get really, really tight. Take one more deep breath here. Then you're gonna start to alternate between the hip flexor stretch and the hamstring stretch. So I want you to bring that right foot back down, bend into that knee as you shift forward, and then flex through that ankle as you shift the hips back. Good, and coming forward and shift it back. Let's just do 3 more like that. Good, forward and back. Last 2, well, maybe this is the last one. I think that is the last one. Good, bring it back. Good, hold here, and then bring that, oh, actually, come back forward, bring your hands onto the mat. And I want you to lift that back knee, and then start to bring that right foot back next to your left foot, coming back into that downward dog. All right, so you're in that downward dog, setting up for that other side. So we're gonna lift that left leg up into that 3-legged dog here, and then start to round the spine as you bend that left knee, pull it under, bring it forward between the hands, and then bring that back knee to the mat. All right, so you're here in this hip flexor stretch, right? Chest, collarbone is wide, shoulders down, spine is lifted. Just breathing with each exhale. Try to release more into that hip flexor. Good, do 1 more breath here. Good, now start to shift your hips back, flex through your left ankle, and pull that left hip back even more as you start to sink your chest down towards that left straight leg. Beautiful hamstring stretch here. Good, 1 more breath here before we start to do that moving stretch. Good, so start to shift forward into that hip flexor stretch first, and then exhale, pull it back, flex through that ankle hamstring stretch. Good, so shifting forward and pull it back. Good, 3 more, 3. Last 2. And last one, forward and back. Very nice. All right, bring it back forward. Bring those hands back to the mat. Lift that back knee. Shift that back leg back so it's next to your right. And then coming back into that downward dog. All right, now slowly we're gonna bring both knees to the mat. And we're gonna now move into a thread the needle, so a nice stretch for the shoulders. So let's start first with our left arm. Actually, yeah, let's start with our left arm. So bring your right hand to the mat. Draw that left arm up to the ceiling as you twist open. And then you're gonna draw that arm under your body as you bring the back of that head to the floor. And you can pull that right hip back a little bit as you start to twist your chest open towards the ceiling. We'll get there, so don't worry if you can't. But you want to feel that stretch here in the back of your left shoulder, and then you will feel more stretch also all throughout your back. This is a really, really nice stretch. Getting into that upper torso and that shoulder. Good, last breath. Now go ahead and bring that right hand back down next to your head. Press yourself up, open that spine back up towards the ceiling, and then bring that left hand down, switching to your other side. Open that right arm up towards the ceiling, twisting, and then we bring that arm under, bending that left elbow. Back of your right side of your head comes to the mat. You can tent the fingertips of your left hand, just trying to twist that body open. Pull that, let's see, it's your left hip back here. And feel that stretch in the back of that right shoulder. Good, just a couple more breaths. All right, so press into that left hand. Open that right arm back up towards the ceiling. And then bring that hand all the way back down. All right, let's flip right over onto the back. We're gonna do a little bit of bridging just to move a little bit more in that spine and find that mobility. So arms down by your sides, shoulders down and back. Legs are in parallel. Take your inhale here. Exhale. We're gonna roll the spine up one bone at a time, lifting through the hips, reaching through the knees. And then we reverse that as we lower, 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 and release. And again, roll it up. So this is that spinal articulation, that beautiful mobility we need through our spine. As long as you don't have anything like osteoporosis or a particular issue with your spine or your back that limits you from doing any sort of rolling and flexion, then this should feel really good and it's really necessary. So let's do 2 more. Exhale, roll up, lift. And lower back down. Beautiful. And last one. Good, and lower. Very nice, good. Keep your pelvis now on the mat. So you're in a nice long spine. We're just gonna do a few arm circles in each direction. So inhale, bring those arms up and back. Exhale, circle them along the floor as they come back down by your sides. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, circle open. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, open, reverse those circles. Inhale, drag along the floor. Bring them back down. And again, inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Last one. Good, send that left leg to the floor, pull that right leg in towards your chest. Start to cross the leg across the body as we keep that right arm opening along the floor. Beautiful supine twist. So twisting is also one of those things that you want to include in your flexibility and mobility workouts. So a lot of tightness can happen through the spine and the torso and the back, so good to keep this nice and mobile. So go ahead and untwist, come through center, send that leg to the floor, pull that left leg in, and then we'll twist to the other side. So you go to where you feel that stretch, right? Your knee might not come super close to the floor, but if you're feeling that nice stretch, that nice opening, and you can't go any farther, then you just stop there and just breathe and see if you can sink a little deeper. Good, last one. And then pull everything back to center. All right, let's go ahead and roll up to a seated position. We're gonna do a long-legged forward fold here. So go ahead and bring those legs forward, arms up to the ceiling. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and come forward with the upper body, grabbing on wherever you can onto the feet or the shins. And stay flexed in those ankles that'll really get into the back of the legs. Let the head hang down. Don't hold any tension here in your neck or shoulders. Good, 2 more deep breaths. Feeling that stretch in that back and that spine and the hamstrings, maybe the glutes here. Good, and last one. Good, coming back up to seated. All right, go ahead and turn yourself to face forward for a nice easy seated butterfly stretch. So go ahead and bring those feet together, or the soles of your feet together, and knees are out to the sides, shoulders are down, spine is lifted. Try to keep that back nice and flat as you start to hinge forward at the hips. And then once you can't go anymore, start to let that upper body fold over. Let the head be heavy and just breathe. So the hips can get so tight.
something that we need to work on regularly for better mobility and just that overall tightness, right? So if you're doing this and your knees are not even close to the floor, that's okay, right? Just keep working on it. Keep trying to open and expand those hips. And I promise you, just the loosening of the hips can just make your whole body feel so much better. Good, come all the way up. Now just do a nice easy cross-legged position here. We're just gonna get a nice easy side bend. So you're gonna go ahead and bring your right hand to the floor, left arm's gonna lift up, and then we reach up overhead. Now hold here. I want you to open your heart and chest ever so slightly towards the ceiling. Okay, then come back to center, lift back up. We're gonna go right to the other side. Good, rotate the spine towards the ceiling. Good, back center and lift. Good, one more each side. And center, last one. Good, back center and lift. All right, shoulders drawing down, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Hopefully you feel a little bit looser and just a little bit better after that. So I have another flexibility and stretch workout, so we'll go ahead and link that here as well. And also link the series that we have to Pilates for pain relief, which focus on different areas of the body to help release and stretch those. So go ahead and check those out if you'd like. And thank you guys for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you back here on the mat soon. Thanks again. Bye.